more on this story and where this trial is headed. We're joined now by attorney Brian Claypool. Brian, this really captivated all of us. I mean, our entire newsroom was watching this testimony. It's so unusual that a man in his situation would even take the stand, but yet the familiarity with, the nicknames for his deceased son, Pawpaw, like it really seemed to me that he was trying to just reach at least one juror and somehow connect. So my question to you, it's a tough one here. I want to put you in the psychology of the jury now. How are they reacting to this?
Hey, Griff, great to be back with you. Look, I will tell you, up until Murdaugh took the stand, I thought he had a shot at maybe getting a hung jury. Maybe he's got one or two jurors out there. They're going to focus on just the lack of forensic evidence, right? But when he took the stand, I think it was a colossal mistake on the defense part. He had to pick a poison. What do I mean by that? He had to refute that Snapchat video that had him at the kennel at 8:45 p.m. He could have done it one or two ways, Griff. He could have brought in a forensic psychologist, right? Somebody who he talked to and said, look, the trauma of this shooting caused me to have an innocent misrecollection of what happened on the night of the shooting. That would have insulated him from having to go in front of this jury and look like a fool for 2 days. Instead, he went into that courtroom and he tried to patronize that jury. This was not a man that had any human emotion, in my opinion. I've done a lot of jury trials, and that was a guy up there. That was a lawyer going toe-to-toe with another lawyer. That was not a grief-stricken father and a grief-stricken husband, and I think it was devastating for him.
Well, and, we did learn he must have thought that he could get sympathy from the jury, talking about some 60 oxycodone pills a day. But as you point out, he had quite a adept legal memory when it came to key points. I want to play one moment, though, that the prosecution seems to sort of believe was the gotcha moment. Watch this.
Were you, in fact, at the kennels at 8:44 p.m. on the night Maggie and Paul were murdered?
I was.
Did you lie to Sled Agent Owen and Deputy Laura Rutland on the night of June 7th and told them that you stayed at the house after dinner?
I did lie to them. Was that, Brian, the gotcha moment that the prosecution hoped it would be?
Yeah, absolutely, Griff. The 1,000-pound gorilla in this courtroom has always been Murdaugh lied. He lied to investigators, right? But he's remembering everything else. And this is the same guy who opened himself up on cross-exam, Griff, to talk about all those innocent and loving clients and friends who he hoodwinked, who he stole millions of dollars from. So put yourself in the jury's shoes, Griff. They're out there hearing this guy saying, yeah, I lied, I stole, I cheated from people who I loved, right, and cared about. So why can't this jury now go back in the deliberation room and say, hey, if you're able to do that to clients who you love and care about, you can surely kill your wife and husband because you're a lunatic drug addict, you're unhinged, and you are a train wreck. So this was a disaster for Murdaugh.
We shall see what the jury decides to do. Brian Claypool, thank you for joining us and getting your insight as always.